Can this balloon be used to generate electricity? See, if I stick it against the wall, absolutely nothing happens, except for gravity doing its job, of course. However, if I rub the balloon against a material like this cotton shirt and try the same procedure one more time, something seemingly magical happens. The balloon holds to the wall with no extra support. Which got me wondering, how is this even possible? Well, it turns out the materials I used have different affinities for electrons. The cotton is slightly positive and the balloon is slightly negative. When I rub the two together, the balloon grabs onto the cotton's electrons and develops a static charge. When I bring the balloon up to the wall, that negative charge repels the electrons in the neutral wall, creating a surface of positive charge. This is called polarization. Opposites attract and the balloon sticks. But it begs the question, if the balloon has extra electrons, can we actually use them? To do that, I took a piece of aluminum foil and a large metal pan to essentially act as a floating ground, a large reservoir that can accept electrons. I connected my positive terminal to the foil and my negative terminal to my floating ground. As I bring the charged balloon near the foil, we can see the static electricity discharge. The foil clings to the balloon and a brief voltage spike is observed on the scope. Recharging the balloon allows us to do this over and over again, dumping those extra electrons to create electricity flow. But since that's tedious, we can use the same principle from this balloon demo to build a better generator utilizing the triboelectric effect. Here I'm using paper and plastic as our charge pairs and aluminum foil as our electrodes. I started by cutting 2 strips for the electrodes, laying the foil flat onto the paper and placing my wire under the foil before sealing it with plastic tape. I will place a link in the description to a video showcasing a similar design that uses HVAC foil. The tape is electronegative, and by making a second electrode, we can rub its positive paper side against the tape to move charges around. Just by tapping the 2 electrodes together, we can generate a voltage more efficiently than our balloon. We can also rub them together to get the same effect. Now the real question is, can we actually power something with this? And the answer is yes, we can briefly power an LED. Hooking up the light and moving the electrodes produces a very tiny, brief flash. So faint that I'll have to zoom all the way in and dim the lights, but we are able to briefly light up the LED using the same principles of charging and discharging the balloon, but much more rapidly, which makes for a better demo than the balloon alone. However, the reason the light is so brief is because the current alternates. Charges are pushed and pulled back to rebalance as they move. This leads to almost equal positive and negative voltage peaks, but opposite polarity since again it's AC current. To remove that negative stroke, we can use a diode, which acts as a one-way valve to stop the flow in that direction, since our LED can only light up in that direction anyways. Hooking up that diode onto a breadboard is also known as a half-wave rectifier. Rubbing the generator again, we see that the negative stroke is almost eliminated, and there's a definite floor where our graph doesn't dip below 0. And this is especially apparent when we compare side by side with the original signal. However, the LED behavior won't change much, since we're still not using that wasted portion of our negative voltage. To rectify this, pun intended, we can use 4 diodes arranged in a diamond shape to create a full bridge rectifier. This converts our AC into a DC output that can be better utilized by our LED. And indeed, when we move our electrodes now, the output voltage is more consistent with less dips than before. Hooking the LED back up, the flashes are more frequent and the light remains on for longer. Again, to better see it, I'm gonna have to zoom in and dim the lights a little bit. The improvement is easier to notice when we compare them side by side with the raw power on the left and the more frequent flashes on the rectified output on the right. So while a balloon might not make for a great power plant, we can still use the same principles to harvest small-scale electrical charges via the triboelectric effect. By using diodes to convert that alternating current into direct current, even something as simple as paper and tape can power a load like an LED, albeit barely. And with that said, I had fun, and thank you for watching.